This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, the new superintendent of the Hazleton Area School District is here to talk about the budget. Hi friends, welcome to FYI News 13 on SSPTV and SSPTV.com. I'm Ken Karen. I want to thank you for watching. Let's get to our headlines from FYI and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. The sister of a Hazleton murder suspect is now behind bars, charged with intimidating witnesses. 24-year-old Hilda Mora Polanco was charged last night with 2 felony counts of intimidating witnesses and 1 count of misdemeanor criminal intent. Like her brother, 30-year-old Denny Mora, Hilda Mora Polanco was also ordered to be held without bail. Denny Mora faces similar charges of witness intimidation. Another sibling, 26-year-old Rafael Mora Polanco, was charged last week with homicide in what police called an execution-style murder of Jorge Marrero on June 11th in the area of 4th and Alter Streets in Hazleton. The Luzerne County District Attorney's Office is requesting a change of venue for the preliminary hearing of Rafael Mora Polanco. The request came on Monday over safety concerns. Both the DA's office and the district magistrate, Joseph Zola, also cited a conflict since the magistrate's son, Assistant DA Daniel Zola, is listed as the prosecutor in the case. A 54-year-old man was killed yesterday afternoon in an ATV accident in Rush Township. This is video courtesy of TamaquaArea.com. According to Rush Township Police, Sergeant Dwayne Frederick, 54-year-old Daniel Pupko of Greer City was killed when the ATV he was operating rolled over on Marion Way. His brother, 56-year-old Stephen Pupko, a passenger on the vehicle, was not injured. Police said that the pair had just left the Quakeake Legion and that alcohol did play a role in the accident. Schuylkill County's district attorney has a warning for residents, especially the elderly. Be aware of scams. Schuylkill County DA Christine Holman says there have been at least 10 complaints about scams to her office this year. The scams include utility, jobs, and IRS. She stressed that the IRS does not call on the phone but will send a letter. She stressed that you should not give money to people you do not know. If the caller persists, she suggests that you meet them at her office. The DA also offers a free elder abuse protection guide. For more information, call Holman's office at 570-628-1350. A grocery store that serves the Heights section of Hazleton will close soon. Heritage Fresh Food Store in the Terrace Plaza on South Poplar Street confirmed with our media partner, the Standard Speaker, that it plans to close its doors. Store manager Jerry Bogomil told the paper that the store was not generating enough business. Heritage opened in 2009 inside what had previously been known as the Pocono Market Fair. The Market Fair closed in 2006. School districts across Pennsylvania are keeping their fingers crossed that additional funding will soon come their way. FYI's Lisa Sugart sat down with the superintendent of the Hazleton Area School District to find out how additional money from the state would be utilized.
Pleased to be joined again by Dr. Craig Butler, who is the superintendent of schools for the Hazleton Area School District. Dr. Butler, I'd like to ask about extra state funding. I know many school districts are hoping to get more money from the state of Pennsylvania, Hazleton area being one of those. What are you asking for and what are you hoping to use it for?
We are really relying on Governor Wolf's budget to come through and help us out this year. Lisa, we're in a budget deficit at this point, roughly trying to close the gap of $10 million, which obviously is substantial. We are predicting that the governor's budget, if it comes through as we hope or would expect it to, that might be a $3 million source of revenue for us. In which case, we are trying to close the gap, the budget gap, essentially. We are looking at some class size considerations at this point. Obviously, we're trying to avoid large increases in class size. In fact, we have kept the K through 4 class size consistent. We're looking at a slight increase in 5 through 8, and that slight increase would be based on the governor's budget coming through to help us out.
All right. So what right now are the class sizes?
Well, K through 2, we're looking at class size not to exceed 25, 3 and 4 not to exceed 28, 5 through 8 not to exceed 30. The high school class sizes, of course, vary with program, subject area, the need for student specialized schedules, So that pretty much encapsulates the class size issue at the lower grades.
And how many students? We're seeing a lot of new enrollments. Is your population growing a lot, or is it basically leveling off?
Well, Lisa, we're expecting at least holding strong with the 10,500 range, and perhaps even greater numbers than that as we get closer to September.
Well, I hope you get good news from the governor's office. Also wanted to mention to you or ask about, the Senate approved a bill to delay the Keystone exams. What's your reaction?
I applaud the governor wholeheartedly. I have never been a supporter of a one-size-fits-all assessment, particularly when it's tied to high stakes, such as high school graduation. I think our students can show their proficiency in multiple subject areas through multiple forms of assessment, and a standardized paper pencil or even technology-based one-size assessment to measure all students' progress is really, I think, ill-minded. So I applaud the bill that's been forwarded to the governor. I applaud his consideration and perhaps his eventual signing of this bill to postpone the Keystone as graduation requirement.
All righty, well, I thank you for joining us, and I invite you to come back anytime and keep us up to date on what's happening in the Hazleton Area School District.
My pleasure, Lisa. It's great to be here with you.
Thanks for that interview, Lisa. The Hazleton Area School Board is expected to vote on one of 3 budget plans at its regular meeting Thursday at 6:15 in the District Administration Building. Coming up next, we have information on another run being held to benefit a great cause in our area, and later in sports, we stop by a free sports camp put together by a local church.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Each Tuesday, FYI presents Care for Kids, a special feature that highlights the good works of Brandon's Forever Home, a 501c3 charitable organization created to raise awareness about children in foster care and their need for permanent, loving homes. Tonight, details on a special event to benefit Brandon's Forever Home. Lisa Sugar talks with a student from Lake Lehman High School who came up with a senior project to benefit the local organization.
A first ever 5K run is taking place to benefit Brandon's Forever Home. And we're here to talk with the organizer of this special event, and that's Joseph Chaga, who is soon to be senior at Lake Lehman High School, and he's doing his senior project all for this great cause. Joseph, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
How did you come up with the idea to do a 5K run to benefit Brandon's Forever Home, both in Kingston and here in Hazleton?
Well, my mom kind of challenged me to pick an event that will help out the community, and she got me in touch with Mary and DeAngelis, and we kind of came up with the idea to have a 5K.
Well, I think it's a great idea. Are you a runner?
Yes, I am.
So that was easy thinking on your part then, because you
Yeah.
like to run. Well, many people are really getting into it. So tell us when this big event is taking place.
It's going to happen June 27th at 9 a.m. at the Lake Lehman Junior Senior High School.
And you're hoping that people of all ages come on out to this.
Yeah, everybody from adults to children under 10. Children under 10 actually get to run for free, but they have to have their parent run with them.
Okay. And then the pre-registration fee for adults is $20, but $25 the day of the event. And for teens, it's $15 in advance, or $20 for teens the day of the event. Now, while you're doing this great run, everybody's getting out, having exercise and that, there'll be other festivities taking place, including a clothing drive.
Yeah, the Girl Scouts are actually putting together a clothing drive to benefit Brandon's.
So you're looking for what type of clothing?
Any and all clothing, from dress clothes to just casual sports clothes for kids of all ages.
Wow, that's really nice. Why is it so important for you to do something like this to give back to the community?
I don't know. The community really provides a lot for me, so I feel like it's the least that I can do is to provide back for the community.
Well, I think you are an excellent example of how things should work in this world. And you want to tell us also that there is a lot of other things happening. I understand you have a DJ at the race and everything.
Yeah, we're going to have a DJ and face painting, and there will be food provided and water and other things too.
All righty. Well, we hope that people will definitely come out for this first ever 5K run to benefit Brandon's Forever Home. Again, it's taking place Saturday, June 27th. Registration 8 to 9 a.m. The actual run will kick off at 9 at Lake Lehman High School. Please come out and support this wonderful cause.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
This is the breaker at Eckley Miners Village before the rain today. They're getting ready for Patchtown Days at Eckley this weekend, and we'll have a preview of that event later this week on FYI. Right now on FYI, it's our local weather forecast from the National Weather Service. There is a hazardous weather outlook for our area right now through tonight, as flash flooding is possible from all of the rain, so be careful. Here's the forecast for tonight. A chance of showers and thunderstorms, 30% chance, and that's mainly before 9 p.m. Some of the storms could produce heavy rainfall. It's going to be mostly cloudy, and then it will gradually become clear tonight. Our low will be 58 degrees. Here's our extended forecast. Wednesday, sunny with a high near 79. Wednesday night, mostly clear with a low around 55 degrees. Chance of storms comes back on Thursday. Our high will be 75 degrees. Mostly sunny day, though. Thursday night, 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms, and that's likely after 9 p.m. Cloudy. Our low will be 59 degrees. On Friday, showers are likely mainly before 9 a.m. High near 72 degrees. Friday night, 40% chance of showers, mostly cloudy, low of 58 degrees. For our Saturday, a chance of showers, 40% chance, cloudy with a high near 67. Saturday night, 50% chance of showers, will get down to 57 degrees.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Valley High, the area's oldest ice cream and fast food restaurant. Stop on in for a cold treat including our ice cream and yogurt, or some hot food including our burgers, hot dogs, fries, and much more. That's Valley High, Route 93 in West Hazelton. Treat yourself today.
And we're back here at Hickory Run State Park with Brian, and today we are going to focus our attention on camping and campground safety. So Brian, thanks for having us here.
Thank you.
All right, so camping. We have a lot of people who love to go camping as their vacation in northeastern Pennsylvania. Let's talk about some safety tips.
Well, the first thing you want to remember is make sure you're set up on a designated camping site in the camping area, and make sure you follow all procedures for registering and paying for that campsite. One of the most important things to do is make sure you keep any food items, or actually any toiletries, deodorant, toothpaste, anything that has a scent or a smell. You want to keep that locked in your vehicle at all times, but especially when you leave your campsite. Those scents are going to attract attention from bears, raccoons, skunks, and other wildlife. For those of you who might be on a motorcycle or a soft-sided Jeep, we do have bear-proof storage lockers that are available free of charge throughout the campground. You can just stop and ask us at the park office.
Okay. What are some other safety concerns that don't really relate to the campground, but them leaving the campsite during the day, or dealing with, some fires or any of those sorts of things?
Well, besides storing your food, you definitely want to make sure that campfires are well attended at all times. If you are going to leave the campsite for the day or at the end of your stay, make sure everything's extinguished and completely out. Also, use caution when you're around the campfire. We've had injuries before, people burning themselves, that kind of thing. And when you're gathering your firewood, using your hatchet or a small knife, make sure you use safety with those sharp blades.
Very good. What are some of the common safety concerns that you see dealing with campground?
Besides the fires and the food storage, you're in the woods, so make sure you're keeping an eye out when you're walking around. Lots of rocks and roots and trip hazards and that kind of thing to be aware of.
So bring the proper attire, sneakers.
Yep. Good sturdy boots are best for hiking around. You want to stay away from flip-flops or sandals. Those will result in some stub toes for you.
Okay. And obviously bring the bug spray and the sunscreen and all that fun stuff, right?
Absolutely.
All right, Brian, thanks for joining us, and thanks for watching us. Join us each week right here on FYI for some summer safety tips.
See how fast that camping video was? That's how long my wife would put up with camping. If it was that long, she would love it. Here's our midday winning Pennsylvania lottery numbers. Pick 2, and you can see your winning lottery numbers. Check them out online from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Midday winning lottery numbers on FYI, brought to you by Boyer Insurance Agency, with 2 locations to serve you. One is in Cunningham on Sugarloaf Avenue, and one is on Nescapec on Broad Street. You can call them in Cunningham at 570-788-3543 and in Nescapec at 570-752-7683. Sports is next. We're going to Mega Sports Camp. We'll be right back.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
Faith Assembly of God Church's Mega Sports Camp gets more mega every year. This year, the free camp for kids ages 4 to 12 added flag football and some music practice to go along with soccer, basketball, baseball, and track. I think I listed everything. Let me think that over while you watch this story. John Ferrari has been coming to Mega Sports Camp since he was in kindergarten. He's tried basketball, baseball, and soccer. Ferrari is now 11 years old, and he's picked soccer as his favorite. It's also his favorite sport to watch. Do you have a favorite team?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Portugal and Real Madrid.
Is Cristiano Ronaldo your favorite player?
Yes, it is.
Why would you tell other kids to come here? What would you say to them?
Just it's a time to come. In the beginning, we have like a little rally. We have a prayer. We get to work on the memory verse and play sports and have just a good time.
How close are you from Cristiano Ronaldo? Can you score from a free kick?
Probably not.
You'll work on it, right?
Yep.
This is the 9th year for the camp that started on the grounds at Faith Assembly of God Church. The camp got to be so popular, they needed a bigger space, so the Hazleton Area School District helped them out, and it's now held at and around the track at Cougar Park on 23rd Street.
It really means a lot to us to be able to offer something like this to the people of Hazleton, to the families, to the children. And it's something that we do at no cost because we want to just build up this generation of young kids and teach them that they matter and teach them that God has a plan for their life. Most of the coaches do have experience in the sports they are teaching. Lead pastor Rodney Murphy, who you just heard from, is in charge of track and field. In high school, he ran the 400-meter dash and did the long jump. However, Pastor Mo Gregory says she could beat Murphy in a race now. She also says the message for this week's camp has to do with being prepared.
Today's Bible story is David and Goliath, and talks about how David prepared to face Goliath even though he didn't even realize that he was doing it.
Ultimate underdog story.
Amen, yep.
With more sports and activities, the camp is more mega than ever, and they're looking to produce more satisfied participants.
You know, it's so funny because the kids love it. In fact, I had one person tell me they weren't able to be here this year, and she was in Walmart, and a kid came up to her, and she was like, "Coach Olivia, are you coaching cheerleading?" And she was like, "No, I'm not going to be there," and she was all sad. So even like in the middle of the year and or coming up to it, kids are looking forward to this, and as a free camp and a blessing to the community, I'm glad to be a part of it.
Even though the camp is no longer held at the church, I did suggest they make an addition to their grounds for the former long jumping lead pastor. How do you pitch to the people who go to your church, maybe to get a long jump hit?
We know we have a couple really good runners in our church. They win marathons and they're good at track. And I think we could find some room to put a pit out back and have like a competition between the staff who can jump the longest. That'd be fun. If your kids would like to take part in the camp, they still can. You can just show up at the track at Cougar Park at 5 p.m. any night this week to register, or you can call 570-459-2421 or go to faith-ag.com. Again, the camp is free and runs until Friday from 5:30 to 8 p.m. for kids ages 4 to 12. Well, the Marion Big Blue football camp is getting ready to kick off. Students entering grades 3 to 9 can take part in the camp. It runs July 13th, 14th, and 15th from 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Marion Catholic High School. The camp stresses football fundamentals. I've been there a few times to cover the event, and Coach DeCosti and company had me so pumped up I wanted to put on some pads, and I'm terrified of playing football. For more information or to register, call Stan DeCosti at 570-668-2225 or 570-467-3335. Now it's everyone's favorite time of the day. Here comes the FYI Standard Speaker Scoreboard. The Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders were back in Moosic after taking 2 of 3 from the Iron Pigs in Lehigh Valley. Over the weekend, the Rail Riders, they got a win over the Louisville Bats, and that win moves them back to 10 games over 500. The Iron Pigs, they had the night off. Joe Madden's Cubs got a win over Clayton Kershaw and the LA Dodgers at Wrigley. The Cubs are 38-30 on the year, and they still hold the second wildcard spot in the National League.
Finally, NASCAR made a statement today in the wake of the church shooting in Charleston, South Carolina, and a statement from that state's governor about no longer flying the Confederate flag at the state capitol building. Here's NASCAR's statement, quote, "As we continue to mourn the tragic loss of life last week in Charleston, we join our nation's embrace of those impacted. NASCAR supports the position that South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley took on the Confederate flag on Monday. As our industry works collectively to ensure that all fans are welcome at our races, NASCAR will continue our long-standing policy to disallow the use of the Confederate flag symbol in any official NASCAR capacity. While NASCAR recognizes that freedom of expression is an inherent right of all citizens, we will continue to strive for an inclusive environment at our events," on quote. Well, that's sports for Tuesday. Our social report is coming up next. Happy Wing Night! It's Wing Night at Bottlenecks. Get $2 off your order of wings or all-you-can-eat wings and boneless wings for only $14.95. Bottlenecks wings are voted best wings in the area year after year.
Hey everyone, here's tonight's social news. The Hazleton Area School District is having their summer breakfast and lunch program. All children under the age of 18 may receive free meals for the summer food service program. Children do not need to be enrolled in the Hazleton Area School District. For more information on local sites, call 1-866-3HUNGRY. And finally, bricks and tiles for the Pennsylvania Anthracite Miners Memorial at the entrance to Girard Park, Main and Washington Streets are available in a fundraiser aimed at refurbishing the site. Anyone can get a brick or tile. You don't have to be a miner. For more information, call 570-462-2060. That's tonight's social news. FYI News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Marvin Alec Keck of Hazel Township. Service will be held Thursday at 11 a.m. at the Christ Evangelical Lutheran Church. The Harmon Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. You can send your condolences online at harmonfuneral.com. Louise L. Seachy of Upper Lehigh. Service will be held Thursday at 11 a.m. The McNulty Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Robert E. Kemp of Hazleton. Funeral will be held Thursday at 10 a.m. at the Hazel Chapel of Crop and Hughes Funeral Home. Interment will be at the Sky View Memorial Park. Friends may call Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. A Masonic service will be held during the visiting hours. Leave your condolences online at khfuneralhomes.com. Virgil J. Kirschbaumer of Hazleton. Service will be held Wednesday at 10 a.m. at the Holy Rosary Church. Burial will be at the Calvary Cemetery. Richard Unger of Hazleton. The Belts Petrilli Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. And John P. Waco Sr. The Joseph B. Conahan Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name now on Channel 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in on a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Tonight's winner is Patricia Gauber of Delano. Patricia, give us a call. 570-455-7267, extension 104 to win your free movie.
Tomorrow on FYI, Eric Schultz from the sports department at the Standard Speaker joins me, and we're going to talk about everything from Pete Rose to the Women's World Cup to Snoop D-O-double-G or Snoop Lion. I don't know what he's going by right now, but we'll talk about it all tomorrow on FYI. Until then, go to facebook.com/FYI News 13 for breaking news and also standardspeaker.com. We'll see you on Wednesday. Take it easy, everyone.